My task now is to review these suggestions and to give comments. Uh, then I'm expected to also indicate what is my possible role in the rebuilt Balay Kahayag Retreat and Training Center. One suggestion is that it should be a venue for retreats and trainings. So this one is easy to do because it has been doing this for 16 years also. Uh, Learning site for livelihood programs. There is an existing project on livelihood for in agriculture. So this is something that can be done also by in the rebuilt Balay Kahayag. Venue for social and cultural activities, yes, for birthday parties, weddings, and rehearsals. This is important as a portable venue for such activities, and this can raise funding also for the development activities of the center. Venue for a halfway house after care programs for the mentally ill and and others needing help, and this will take a little more time because it will require more resources and more technical expertise, no, to do. Uh, it will require different kind of stuff like technicians and those who know how to treat drug addicts, how to deal with mentally ill patients. But this can be done, but this will require time and resources, more resources, relatively more resources. Bed and breakfast and venue for camping, yes, it has been used this way in the past before the typhoon, and it can be done now. And venue for pastoral activities, uh, this is also doable, but this will require some kind of partnership with the church or existing religion, and this is important for values formation. But we have the facilities for it. So this is the summary of the findings so far that will be taken into account by the new management. Some will require more resources, like as I indicated, like the suggestion number 4, as venue for a halfway house or aftercare programs. This will require technical and financial resources, but all the rest, the new management can take over and study and offer this as services of Balay Kahayag Training Center. Of course, the next question is because I was central to this, no? I supported that idea of the Balay Kahayag Training Center. In my case, I look at it as like a replacement of the old Ilaw International Center before in the 1980s, which survived for almost a decade and attracted funding and the attention and support of UNICEF, World Bank, and other donor agencies here in Bohol. And I am happy that there is something like Balay Kahayag, which can continue that kind of advocacy. The for my case, in my case, it's really emotionally difficult to detach myself from something that has been identified with my life for almost half a century. But like any development worker or any community organizer, we are always taught by our mentors and by in courses that you must space out. You cannot remain there forever in the community where you first work, in the projects which you help plan and implement. It's in the ethics of development workers that they should make themselves redundant or they should prepare for their phase out so that others can take over and then carry on the work. But based on my experience and the experience of other development workers like me, it is easier said than done. There are so many factors that affect it, no? And some of these are connected with the system that we have in society, where you cannot just pace out because other people like politicians, political leaders, bureaucrats.
And in your case
In
now,
my case,
yeah,
yeah, we are,
Balay Kahayag
yeah, we
phasing out.
pacing out. We have to maintain Balay Kahayag as believing in this formula for sustainability. Whatever it does, it should try to implement this. There must be, if you want to help the poor, you must have a database who are the poor, where they are. Who are the people who most need the help, no? You should know this database, no? You cannot do everything. What services are reaching them? And where are they reached? We have gone through this through half a century. So Balay Kahayag, if it will perform more than as venue for activities, social, economic, or whatever activities, religious, if it must get involved in development, it must take into account our experience and lessons from the past 50 years. Well, I can serve as consultant, and the remaining members that I have worked with for 50 years, like Dr. Pomi, Mirna, and the rest, and for that matter, Joji worked with us and must know some of these lessons, can be a resource for Balay Kahayag. For Balay Kahayag. So this, what will happen to me? This is my business, but it's also the business of everyone who has been with me, if they have not died yet, who has been with me for the last 50 years. That wherever you are, you are duty bound to be part of this mission. We start as development workers and we die as development workers because we believe in creating a better world, not by us alone, but with the people. And that it distinguishes us from other kinds of workers. And we can be consultant, we can be trainers. In my case, because I have limited energy, I may work with a research institution, with a university, and document all the lessons learned, if it can be done. All the thesis, we must influence thesis, undergraduate and graduate. Maybe we can influence some of those so that they take on the development agenda, as I did in all my studies, no? All passe of development and all those. So unless that I can do, probably I can cite examples. We are building here a library of previous dissertations. We are trying to locate where they are if they're not eaten by termites. But we have I have the digital thing, like in the media. I have still those, etc. Some of those preserved. Some we can look for people who have those, and then we can put them together and have a course or make this available to academic institutions to thesis students. So this, I think I can help a bit, and some of those who are who are still alive can help me out, so that we can we can help not only Balay Kahayag but Holy Name University, Baisu, or Bohol State University, Island State University, even the small, relatively smaller universities, they have come here. So maybe we can make available some of these lessons learned, so that together we can attain sustainable development for the people and by the people. Thank you.
Is there anything that you would like to add specifically to your family? I mean,
Advice?
Joji,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Odoni and Gay.
Yeah.
How, when
As
you
a-
phase out, what?
Yeah. So pacing out is not so hard, and then putting the responsibility to the family, because in the first place this is owned by Joji. The facility is legally owned by Joji, it is on a piece of land that we ourselves bought. So there is no question. It's not something that we inherited. It's us. So what we do with it, it's ours, and then we share this with other members of the family. And our hope is that they themselves will realize what we have been trying to do here, and they themselves can contribute uh, to this, to Georgie and Odon and Gabe, no? Plus our other friends who also come here that can give advice or they can be resource persons here. So that is my hope that somehow uh, this can be really a legacy for development. Never mind if they cannot remember our names a century from now. But if it can be done, if it can be documented, put in research or books to inspire others. And this task is getting so hard because you have to deal with social media, which is a little bit different from the media that we are used to. But it can be done. It can be done through films, through plays, through music that Odon is has an expertise on, and of course Gabe knows now with his involvement in the hideout about social enterprises. In fact, he has been a resource person talking about social enterprises, not business alone, but your social conscience, he reflects that in the way he in his enterprises that it must benefit the people also. And I think that's the legacy that we leave behind with the family. Of course, Georgie does this from a religious point of view, so he is ideal there because he is close to the church and he believes sincerely with the church, and he has a network of religious people. Of course, we have friends from Muslim and other religions, but they understand also the humanitarian aspect of all religions.
Do you think you will miss anything after phasing out?
Not really. I've been preparing myself emotionally. That I have been part of this thing, like pacing out, etc., in many projects, and it's only the past few months where it's difficult, where you say, oh, where you have regrets. I have not done this. I should have done this. I should not have talked that way. I have gone through these regrets and etc. But in the final analysis, you also think of what you have done right, which sometimes I miss. That's why I get depressed. Why did I talk too much? Why did I? But that is something that is there. I realize, and getting to be serious when I reach 80 or late 70s, where I noticed that, and even the family notices that I tend to talk too much, even in the presence of strangers. Well, I've been trying to recapture the days of those early days when I can talk, etc. But unfortunately, not all people are like that. That they welcome topics that you are interested in. It's something that I would like to learn. Also, you don't have to, and that is taken up in communication. Also, you must think of the audience, think of the level, think of how best to deliver your message or how to choose your message that will be acceptable to this audience. But when you are old, you are sort of lonely, you sort of depressed, or you doubt yourself that maybe they will not remember you, or they are ignoring you. You try to do something that they will notice you.
So, what will you do next
I will do
after
next is
phasing
to
out?
have more of the, as I have been requesting. I have requested BCBP, but there's no response. I have requested some friends to, again, like in the days of old, like when I first came here, then I got problems, then to arrange a retreat for me. One long retreat with, I don't care whether it's with the Jesuits or with the other order, but I have been requesting that they find a retreat master as good as Blitz Caban, the Jesuit. I don't care whether he's Jesuit or not, but someone who understands what I'm going through, uh, and then calm my nerves, calm me, and then I and move towards acceptance, or what the Buddhists say as your serene self or serenity, that you achieve a state where you are one with nature, where you don't think much about loving or hating. You are just there as part of nature of infinity, and then part of the divine master or divinity, where you accept your fate and you are one with all. And that is what I want to achieve. That's why I have been reading this meditation, all this, all these topics. And how do you achieve that? One friend who came from the underground also, he was our visitor here, and we had a session with him on retreat, uh, and then so that is what I am expecting. How can this mindfulness that they are talking about, this real retreat, the silent retreat, etc. How can we achieve that? Because I think the most elderly, they are suffering, and they can be helped by this here also, or even not here, in any kind of institution where they can come, even with the church or whatever. No, none of this. Well, I am not particular about saying uh, that all we do is open the Bible and read them passages and make them feel guilty if they don't know this, that they must follow this. No, I'm not in that kind of school. I'm more in reality thing, something that will help them realize something, and then they will achieve calmness. That is what I would like to do for myself and for others who are in the same age group. Yeah, and accept what I have not done, what I have done, and not feel too guilty. That is what Georgie wants me also. My friends want me not feel guilty anymore. No remorse. You have done it. You have had your journey. So take a bow. Uh,
And besides that, any plans regarding book reviews?
yeah, that can be included because it is something that I love. Like when I was a boy growing up, when I had some moods, some loneliness, etc. Reading books is my escape, because a teacher gave me a book, a dictionary, and from there I realized, oh, a book can contain so many things that I don't know, and that gave me the impulse to read books voraciously. Even in high school, I was reading more than what the teacher was reading. That was even in college. I was reading books that are not required, like literature, like poetry, and etc. So, I hope to do that also, to share my passion for books. Unfortunately, they are warning me they don't read books anymore, and it's true. We have almost 1,000 books there at Essentia. But when they go there, they look at their phone, mobile phone, and then look only at the titles of the book. But there are a few who are serious. Like, sir, do you own this book? Can I borrow this book? Okay, you're interested in sociology, yeah. In political things, yeah. Okay, borrow. You just sign on the book here. So I think that's a development thing. Well, we can organize book reviews, as you suggested. We can organize it using social media. We can organize it anywhere, in a school or with a class, and then I can talk about books that I have come to read, and then in that way perform some kind of social service, and that's part of social action, trying to reach out, trying to give them messages about this, that. But the most important thing that I'd like to do is, as I have always been saying, is work with a institution, academic institution or research institution, and then we start documenting all these projects that I know, all these experiences, and like the AIM, make this available to all the development studies as the reference, something. But these are like case studies, no, or projects, etc. And this is significant if it's not coming from me or from you or from any of those involved, but from an academic institution. If it can be done, if so, that is one thing that I'm seriously thinking about. Like I think UNICEF will be interested there, UNDP, World Bank, etc. Because I will tell them based on my experience, none of your none of the projects you supported are sustainable because there is no body of knowledge. And then we yeah, like it's a one cycle thing, no? You support now. And,
So, Nestor, you are full of ideas,
ideas.
and I think
That's why
in 10
it will
years,
take long before I die.
yeah, maybe in 10 years we can make another movie, another documentary.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, thank you very
Yeah,
much.
thank you.